right. Welcome everyone to the Miami-Dade Chamber of Commerce Small Business Technical Assistance Workshop in partnership with Jackson Health. For a long time, Jackson Health, a division of Miami-Dade County, has been partnering with us to ensure that our community and the small business community, those from underserved, disadvantaged populations, and those small businesses are aware about the opportunities on how to become certified and how to successfully secure contracts. So for many years, we've partnered with them, and we're really excited for today's conversation. So this is a workshop. So like all workshops that we do, whether we in person or virtual, this is a networking opportunity, and we have partners here that want to get to know you, who you are, from Jackson Health to the Miami-Dade Office of Economic Opportunity to Miami-Dade County Small Business. So what you can do to ensure that people know you, know your business is put your information into the chat. Just as one of our all-star, Gasleen, has laid out very clearly, if you look into the chat, that she is a master wig artist at Threaded by Lavish. She's a hairstylist and hair and spa located in Cutler Bay. And she even talks about who she works with: busy women suffering from hair loss, alopecia, medication, and has a phone number, a link to book with her, LinkedIn, Facebook, all of those things. That's what you want to make sure you're very clear about so that people know. You never know who is in the room and who can use your service. So make sure you put your information into the chat, who you are, what you do, how people can get in touch with you, so that our partners here at Miami-Dade County, Miami-Dade Public School, Jackson Health can know you. Other people in the room can take full advantage. So we're going to go live on Facebook so that you can share and get that understanding of, or you can share this webinar with your friends, let them know to join in. This is going to be an amazing session opportunity, and we're going to get started in less than 1 minute while we bring everyone in. So continue to put your information into the chat. Uh, we have quite a few people from Miami-Dade County on. I see you, Martha Mello of Print Web and Social Media Design by Martha Mello, providing services of postcards, banners, signs, vehicle magnets. Good morning. Good morning. I see you, Lucetta Richards of Homebred Records and Music. All right. I see you, Hans from Med Life Massage is in the house. Ah, and Janae Tate of High Low News. It's good seeing you on here. Dedicated for Black and Brown millennials, news source. All right. So we got a good, great group, and now it is currently 10:05, and I want to welcome everyone again to the Miami-Dade County, Miami-Dade Chamber of Commerce and Jackson Health System Small Business Workshop. This is part of a series that we've been doing for a few years, where first we talked about the ABCs of business, and we had different subject items that we talked about, from marketing, business habits, dealing with accounting. Last year we did next level business, where we talked about things you need to do to take that next step, such as working with Barry University and Career Source. And we'll talk about HR. We brought in a profit first specialist to talk about QuickBooks. And now this year, we're focused on scaling your business. What are the things you have to do in order to scale? And last session, we had one on business, tackling a business credit. And today, we're talking about becoming a certified vendor. And this is an extremely important conversation when you talk about scaling your business. And what you're going to learn from the panelists is how to position yourself in your business to take advantage of government contract to scale. This is not to start your business. This is not to begin. This is to scale. And there's certain things you have to have in place in order to take your business to that next level. So with that, I want to bring on our longtime partner in this mission to provide small businesses with the support and system they need in order to take advantage of government contracting. That is Amber Lawhorn. She is a director of Jackson Health Systems Small Business Program, and she has been at the forefront in this community for so many years and making sure small businesses get those government contracts. Not only get the government contracts, but have a great experience, get paid on time, and work. And so Amber, thank you for joining us again and hosting this series with us. We really appreciate you, and I want to turn it over to you.
Thank you so much, Matthew. Good morning, everyone. Amber Lawhorn, Director of Supplier Diversity and Small Business Enterprise Program at Jackson Health. Jackson Health is the provider of healthcare services to the citizens of Miami-Dade County, and we are grateful to once again partner with the Chamber. Thank you, Matthew and Gina, for your assistance and invitation to bring forth very important information to our vendor communities. We appreciate the partnership. As Matthew mentioned, this is a long-standing partnership. We have done a lot of work over many years to engage, educate, inform, and even identify vendors in the community, especially for Black and Brown vendors that we want to do business with. So with that, we are going to get started with today's workshop. Today, we're talking about how to become a certified vendor. So Jackson is an agency of Miami-Dade County government. We are a government agency. So it's very important that we make sure that the vendor community is aware of the tool that is certification, how to use it, and like Matthew said, how to use it to scale your business. So I'd like to introduce our today's panelists, and if you could all turn on your cameras, and we will go one by one and learn just a little bit about who we have on with us today. And I'm going to start with Cynthia. You're really quick. Thank you for turning on your camera. If you could tell us and our attendees who you are, what agency you're with.
Okay. Good morning, everyone. I am Cynthia France. I am the section manager for the certification unit here in Small Business Development. I've been the manager in this unit for about 10 years. I've been with the county about 18 years. Prior to being manager, I was also a certification specialist. So I do bring a good wealth of knowledge in informing you today on the steps that you need to know, the information that you need to know in order to get certified.
Thank you so much, Cynthia. And now I'll ask Gloria. Ms. Gloria, if you could introduce yourself to our attendees today.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Gloria Fonseca. I am the owner of Fonse's LLC. We are a trade construction company. We provide painting, we provide carpentry, we provide vinyl flooring installation, and during the pandemic, we developed another services like a high-rise window cleaning, and now we are doing landscaping. Thank you for having us here, and I hope that this webinar can be a really good opportunity to learn of those companies that are out there waiting for opportunities. Thank you.
Thank you, Gloria. And last but certainly not least, we have Junior.
How are you doing, Amber? How are you doing?
Good morning.
Good morning, everyone. Well, my name is Junior Anderson. I'm from Miami-Dade County Public Schools. I work in the Office of Economic Opportunity. And my responsibility entails really doing outreach to small and minority-owned businesses. That entails also vendor development of small minority-owned businesses to empower them with knowledge so they'll be able to bid successfully for contracting opportunities. I currently conduct a 6-week supplier development program for small businesses, and several graduates from the program have managed to get contracts with NDCPS. And I do workshops as well, and I collaborate with the Chamber and Jackson on a number of different events as well in other agencies.
Thank you, Junior. So I'm sure our attendees, you should by now recognize that we have some very well-read, well-educated, well-prepared panelists for today's discussion. And with that, we'll get right into it. So I think one of the first things that our attendees should know, because we may be speaking to attendees who have never done business with the government and don't know where to start. So I think it's really important that we let them know who we have on in terms of the breadth of opportunity to do business with government agencies. So I'll go ahead and start with Cynthia. If you could just tell us about Miami-Dade County. Give us an idea of the size of the county, what it does, and what kind of opportunity it offers to the vendors.
So, okay, so Miami-Dade County has over an $11 billion budget and provides several services to the residents of Miami-Dade County. Endless opportunities for firms providing goods or services, seeking to provide goods or services to Miami-Dade County. One of the missions of our department, Small Business Development, is to certify small firms seeking contracting opportunities, small and disadvantaged firms seeking contracting opportunities. We have a number of programs from construction, architecture and engineering, goods and services. And we also administer the DBE, Disadvantaged Business Enterprise Program, for firms seeking to do business with the federal government. So yes, I'm here to answer any of your questions and also to tell you about how to get certified with us. Our application process, everything is free, but we'll get into that as we go on.
Thank you, Cynthia. And then Junior, tell us about Miami-Dade County Public Schools.
All right, so basically, Miami-Dade County Public Schools, the third largest school district in the nation, recently became the third largest. All right, so we have over 400 locations, that's school and administrative locations, and over 40,000 employees and 345,000 students. So you can imagine with that 2,000 square miles of diverse and vibrant community, right? So with that, you can imagine that we buy everything. Goods and services that you can think of. I'll even say to people, we even buying Jamaican patties now. Can you believe that? But they still have to pass the federal guidelines, right?
Wow.
So we do, honestly, anything that you can think of, we buy. The budget in goods and services is around about over 500 million. Obviously, we have the GOB that we still have going as well regarding projects. I think that could be around about 200 million. So basically, we buy a lot of things and we've got projects going on. So basically, what we want to do, we want to see is people participating. I want to encourage people to participate, because sometimes what happens is people get despondent or apathy because of the fact they've not succeeded. So we want people and to encourage people to take up the opportunities and to pinpoint where the opportunities may be for them.
Thank you, Junior. I think there are going to be several people today that get a Jamaican patty for lunch. I saw a flurry of comments pop up on the screen, so you got people excited. I think we got everybody's attention now.
All right.
But that's a great point. You know, we're government agencies, but we buy everything. We're open. I know Jackson is open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You know, the county has facilities that are running 24 hours. I'm sure that even the school board has some facilities that are operating all the time. And we are agencies that have buildings, we have employees, we service patients and students and other customers. We need everything there is to buy. So, you know, we just wanted our attendees to really get an understanding of the level of opportunities that there are to do business with the government. And I think that Jamaican patty was an amazing example. I mean, down to the food you eat, you know, we're purchasing everything. So we've talked about the government agencies, but I definitely cannot leave Miss Gloria out. We want to hear about your company and what you do, because you're going to bring a very good voice to this discussion about certification today. So tell us about Foxes.
Thank you, Ms. Amber. Thank you, Mr. Junior. Thank you, Matt. Thank you, Gina. Miami-Dade County, all the anchors institutions, they had been able to be there for me. But I just want to call everybody to today decide that you guys want to be the providers for this institution that I just mentioned. I am the owner, my husband and I, we are the owner. My husband works every day and the, job sites, and I don't mention him. And at the end, he's the hard, because he makes sure that what I sell is delivered. And that's very important. We are the owners of Fonsis LLC. Fonsis LLC is a trade construction company that provides and specializes in 4 different trades. One is painting. The second one is carpentry. The third one is vinyl flooring. And the fourth one is window cleaning. Now we are offering other services with other, partners that I'm working with that is landscaping. That's what we do. I have several certifications and I have become an expert on how to utilize the certifications to be able to get contracts. I know Miss Cynthia was mentioning about DVE certification. So we are going to see how all of those certifications and then I am going to show you here in my office that I have those certifications, but I don't keep it just, behind my desk. I made them to work for me because that's the reason why you guys are putting those certifications there. Thank you.
Thank you, Gloria. Okay, so you've heard a lot of information, but now we're going to get into the meat and potatoes of our discussion today. So, certification. Junior, I'm going to ask you, what does it mean to be certified?
What does it mean?
Yes.
Well, basically, to be honest with you, what it does for you is that you get first-tier referrals to other departments. When you say to me, what does that mean? When you get certified as a small minority women-owned business with us, when departments are asking about a certain service that is, that they need, we refer them to our database of certified firms first. So, for instance, if it's something to do with landscaping, something to do with an ITS component, whatever it could be, supplies, whatever it may be, our office does that. Also, what we do is we put you when you're certified with us, you're in a prominent listing on the online directory of our catalog of firms that can provide services and products. So that means it goes through all the 400 locations in the school district. So people will have eyes on your company. To say that they will narrow it down to your company, I can't promise that, but they will see who you are. Sometimes as well, the schools call us to see who is that is certified in a certain area or can provide a certain product. And you're asking why? Well, big deal. The thing is that now the schools have been held to account to make sure that they spend 15% of their discretionary budget with a certified firm. So now, and that's going to be tied to the evaluation of the principals. So now there's a lot of interest now in getting certified, whereas getting a certified firm to do work for them, whereas before there was not. There's also mandatory subcontracting opportunities with prime vendors. That's a mouthful, right? So basically what that means is a prime vendor, a general contractor that probably wins a bid, a hard bid or whatever it may be, in construction area, there's goals set that they must give subcontracting opportunities to a certified firm. So what's happened there is that there are certified firms that get subcontracting opportunities that would not have got it if they were not certified, because there are goals attached to that project. So it could be 10%, 20% of the subcontractors must be certified, whatever the goal may be. So that's another thing. And also, we give you notice of upcoming contracting opportunities as well. What's going on, and we let that out there based upon your commodity code that you registered with us. We let you know that as also. So there are a varied number of things.
Thank you. I wanted to really start this part of the discussion with the value of certification. why it's important to get certified. Junior really described that you place a highlight on your business, a spotlight. You know, in the sea of all of the vendors out there that are seeking to do business with government agencies, certification can really highlight your business, bring you up to the top of the pool so that departments and procurements teams can really see who you are and identify you for opportunities. So I'd like to get an understanding of the process for certification from our agencies on with us today. Cynthia, can you tell us about the process for certification with Miami-Dade County? What are the first steps? How long does it take?
Okay, so the first step into becoming a certified vendor with Miami-Dade with a small business development is that you have to go through an online application. You have to fill out an online application, and I'll share that information as well with the website. The firm must be located here in Miami. You must have a physical location in Miami-Dade County. What's one of the first things? We have a number of programs: construction, depending on your services, construction, goods and services, architect and engineering, and the Disadvantaged Business Enterprise Program, which is any firm that's seeking contracting opportunities with the federal government. So the first thing is to go online, read our requirements. You must, like I say, you must have a physical location here in Miami-Dade County for our SB programs. Each owner, the person have to meet a personal net worth requirement of 1.5 million. You must have a local business tax receipt, very important. You must have that local business tax receipt a year prior to applying for the programs. So a lot of this information is also on our website, like I said, which I'll share. So you will fill out the application. We have everything, like I said earlier, it is free. Everything is free to apply. You will submit an application to us. If you meet the minimum eligibility requirements that, like I said, I'm sorry, let me back up a second. Size standard. Our program is also based off of size standards. So you must have a local business tax receipt. You must be properly licensed in the trade that you're seeking, you're certifying for. And you have to meet a size standard, 3-year average gross receipts. The size standard for goods and services is 8 million. We also have programs for manufacturers and wholesalers. So if you do provide services there, it is based on the number of employees. Architect and engineering, we have our cap at if the last 3 years average gross receipts for architects cannot exceed 6.5, and engineering is 8 million. We also have our construction program. The cap there was recently raised about a year or so ago to afford more opportunities to more firms interested in coming in. That threshold has been raised to about 15 million based off of your licensing. So when you log in, you will see all of the requirements. And then if you feel like you meet the requirements, you'll send us, you fill out the application. It'll come to us and we will do what we call a preliminary review just to ensure that you meet the minimum eligibility requirement. If you do, your application will be accepted and assigned to a certification specialist for further review. The processing time can take up to 90 days. However, that is contingent upon a completed application. So when the specialist is reviewing your documents, just ensure that you have an open line of communication. So when they are requesting additional info from you, the faster you respond, the faster we can move forward with the process. Also, with this process involves a site visit to the owner's place of business. This is to ensure that you're performing a commercially useful function. And basically, we're just validating what's on the application, that you have a physical location here in Miami-Dade County. So if everything goes well, that the site visit is towards the end of the process. If everything meets the requirements, then you will be issued an approval letter granting you a 3-year certification. So once you're certified, you won't come back to a review for us in 3 years. However, very important, if there are any changes that you need to report, the code requires you to notify us within 30 days. The reason I say this is that if you are on a contract any changes such as relocation, ownership changes, we know things happen. Notify our office immediately, because we have to basically just kind of do another minor review to ensure that you're still eligible for the program. So that's one thing I really want to stress. Anybody that is on a contract, please know that you have to maintain your certification, especially if you're meeting a goal. So if you're meeting a goal on a project, it requires you to be an SVE and you have a contract, you have to maintain your certification throughout the whole duration of that contract. So just very important that you keep us abreast of any changes that could affect eligibility, and that you also recertify when it's time for when your certification is expiring. Very important, because like I said, you have to maintain a current certification. So once you're certified, endless opportunities. We pair you, one of the divisions on one of the units in our department is technical assistance. So we, I'll go more into that. But yes, once you are certified, you're not alone. We have a liaison that basically is going to walk you through the process. They'll be your point person from here on out, helping, giving you guidance to seeking contracting opportunities in the county. So yes, this certification, you still have to bid though. Let me just be clear on that. You're not going to get handed a contract. You're going to still have to go out and bid and do the work. But this certification allows you to be bidding amongst people in your same playing field. But you won't be bidding against the big people that's not certified. So that's one benefit, is that you're still, it's a sheltered market. We're placing measures. The county requires a minimum of 10%. However, we tirelessly are reviewing contracts to ensure if we could go more than 10%. So definitely, if opportunities are there, we do work hard to place measures so many firms get opportunities. So thank you. Any questions?
Thank you, Cynthia. Yes, if you have any questions about the county's process, please submit it as a question in our Q&A box. At the bottom of your screen, right in the middle, there's a Q&A button. So go ahead and type your question, and we will get to questions and answers a little bit later. But thank you again, Cynthia, for going through the county's process. Junior, if you could also share Miami-Dade County Public Schools' process for certification.
All right. So with Miami-Dade County Public Schools, what happens is that we basically, you've got to make sure, first of all, that you register your business with the school board. All right. You have to do that with the procurement management services, because you can't get certified unless you are actually registered as a business with us. And I'm going to put that into the chat as well. The link to get registered. All right. So one of the actual things too is that I would say that what we do is that you have to make sure that you go onto the online system, and I'm going to put that link into the chat also. There's an online system on the oeo.dadeschools.net website, where you go on there and basically you can create an account. But you're not going to be doing that alone, okay? Once you go through that, it basically means that you're going to be helped. You can call my colleague, Mr. Eric Bryant, or email him. He does a lot of the certifications and he walks people through it. And basically, just make sure that you've got all your, ducks in a row, basically. Make sure that you've got when you're starting this process, you've got your W-9, your local business tax receipt, copy of your 501c, and you're actively registered. In order to be certified with the school board, you've got to be actively registered on the SunBiz, the Florida Department of Corporation, right, for 12 months. We can't certify you if your business has not been registered on SunBiz for 12 months or less. Only 12 months we can do that. The certification application, like I said, is electronic. Once you go on our website, and like I said, I will give you that link. The documentation that you need to be certified is the mandatory, obviously, Florida driver's license, current lease agreement to show property ownership. That the articles of incorporation of your business. What does that mean? Well, it just basically means that your proof of your business structure, who's the CEO, who's the president, who's the person, what are the persons that are in your business structure. We need a 3-year corporate federal tax returns for 3 years and a bank signature card you're going to have for your business. Or if you've not got a bank signature card, a letter from the bank stating all the persons that are authorized to sign on the account. Obviously, you've got to be a citizen and also have a professional license, if applicable to the industry. The eligibility is very similar to the county. Of course, you've got to be independently owned and operated. I've mentioned the fact that you've got to be 1 year in business and your local business tax receipts. But you've got to have, you've got to employ less than 200 people in your business to be actually eligible. And you, as the person, the minority owned or woman owned or whatever, you make sure you've got 51% control and ownership of the business. The net worth of the business has got to be 5 million or less. So basically, that's that. We have the tiers, as what was mentioned before regarding the business. I think we have that for goods and services is less than 4 million for business to be eligible as a small. And also for professional services, AE is less than 2 million, but your net worth's got to be 5 million or less. And for construction and specialty trades, it's got to be less than $6 million. I think that's it, I think. But I'm going to put a lot of these links into the actual chat.
Thank you, Junior. And Cynthia, if you could also, you may have already done so. There's a lot of chat communications. If you could just make sure that the link to apply for certification for the county is also populated in the chat. So you've heard a lot of information. Again, if you have questions, please put them at the bottom of the screen in the Q&A chat. We're here to make sure that you understand the process for being certified. And I do want to mention, I represent Jackson Health System, but you may notice that I'm not providing certification information. And that's because Jackson, again, is an agency of Miami-Dade County. So once you're certified with Miami-Dade County through Cynthia's team, you qualify for any small business activities at Jackson. That's the only certification that we're able to accept because the county only acknowledges the county's issued certification. But I did just want to make that note in this conversation. So we heard about a process for certification. And Cynthia, you touched on it earlier, and I'd like you to go ahead and share some more information. If you could let our attendees, give them an understanding of the structure of the Office of Small Business Development.
Okay, so our Office of Small Business Development is led by our director, Mr. Gary Hartfield. We have a number of units here to assist. The first is business outreach and education. So when firms are seeking opportunity, want to come in to get certified, they will be your first point of contact. So if you have any questions, they will be first point of contact. Once you get certified, they have their technical assistance coordinators. You will be paired with one of them. They will be your liaison, so that unit handles that. And they also handle the orientation. So definitely, if you do get certified, be on the lookout for that. Because at the new firm's orientation, that's where you get to learn more about the county's process, and you get to also network with other departments. They also handle payment issues. So that will be the business outreach and education section. The other section that we have, of course, is certification, which is my section. We certify small and disadvantaged firms seeking contracting opportunities. We also have the project review and analysis team. This is where this team handles the contracts that come to our departments for review to place measures. If there's availability, So basically, once you get certified, your certification approval letter is gonna list commodities. So those commodities are gonna be listed in the directory, our SBE directory. Should you provide a service that the county is seeking, you will get a solicitation to possibly participate on a project. So our team, that team reviews the contracts to see if there are measures based on the number of firms available. If so, then a goal is placed on the contract. So once you get the contract, you have an executed contract, you're performing the work, we have another team, which is contract monitoring. This team ensures that the goal on the project is being met. So they monitor to make sure that our SVEs are, getting what was on the contract. So they are the eyes and ears out there in the field, just ensuring that the goal is being met. The other section in our department is legislation. So they handle any issues, any questions, any amendments going on with our legislation. That team handles that, and they also maintain our database. The business management workforce system, I'm going to put the link in there for you to apply. This is the system that you will use to submit your application. So these are all of the units of small business development.
Thank you, Cynthia. I think it's important for our attendees to understand that there is a structure around these programs. There are teams in place for various aspects of the program. I'd love to hear Junior about the Miami-Dade County Public Schools' structure.
Yeah, basically the Office of Economic Opportunity. The head of it is our new Assistant Superintendent of Equity and Diversity, Miss Dr. Linda Abaker Roberts. She oversees our office. There are different branches to that. So the outreach is myself. I'm the head of outreach. And basically we go out, like I said, we go out to promote all the opportunities that Miami-Dade County Public School currently has. We work very closely with procurement in relation to that. And we also, like I said, we do the educational aspect where we try to do vendor development and try and assist people to try and get contracts if possible with the school board with knowledge. We can't do it for you, but we can just help you with the tools. We have what we call a supply development program, and that supply development program is a 6-week program where we educate people on what they need to do regarding to doing business with the school board. And that's that part of it. Then there is the pre-qualification side of the department. Now, the pre-qualification department is headed by Michelle Hicks-Levy, Executive Director of Pre-Qualification. And what she does is they pre-qualify those industries where you need to build something. So for instance, if you have to build a wall, it takes someone and it takes a certain skill to build a wall, but you have to have pre-qualification. You have to be pre-qualified to build that wall for Miami-Dade County Public Schools. So for electricians, plumbing, all the rest of it, if you're doing business directly with us, and it entails stuff to do with the building or whatever, you have to get pre-qualified. So you have to go through that. So they go through that process of pre-qualifying vendors that are wanting to bid on certain bids and making sure they've got the licenses and everything else that curtails. Then the other side of the house is certification, which is at the moment headed by Mr. Eric Bryant, who is so helpful. He helps people go through the process. We haven't, like I told you, I've put there the online link for you to actually create the account and putting the documents online for the certification process. But Mr. Bryant, he's always available to help. I've put his number on there also. And also, if you have a problem getting in, you can always call me. I'm going to put my number down and my email as well. And he's really helpful in that aspect. He walks you through it. And what happens too is that they do what they call certification day. So what that means is basically he'll publicize that he's having a. If you're interested in getting certified, he'll publicize. He'll give you a flyer relating to a day that they're going to be doing a certification where people can come in with their documentation and all the other necessary things that they need in order to get certified. And they can go on, they'll have their laptop with them, and he will go through it with them on a project, like PowerPoint, right? It's like a projector, and he'll go through it step by step with them, and they'll be walking through it with them, going through the certification process as well. And they get certified. They can get certified that day. So he sort of prepares them to get all the documentation that I mentioned before, the mandatory documents that you need. Then there's the compliance. So I've just told you outreach, pre-qualification, certification, and the last part of the department is what we call compliance. The compliance looks at the data relating to certified firms, how much money has been spent with certified firms, the spend related to departments for certified firms, and also making sure that if we, and I think I mentioned this to you before, when there's a project and a general contractor has won the project, right? The prime has won the project, the prime contractor. Remember, I mentioned that there's goals that are attached, certified goals, people that they have to use, minority goals, are attached to the contract. So they've said, listen, when I've won this contract, I will adhere to having 20% of those people to be certified, be it small, minority, whatever it may be. They've said that. That's part of the agreement, right? So what they found out in the past is that people would say, yes, we're going to do that. Oh yeah, we're gonna have 20% subcontractors on our projects. Definitely, we're gonna have that. And then when they won the project, that didn't happen. So what our office does is we make sure we go out into the field, the compliance do, and make sure that what they said they were gonna do, that's gonna be the case. That those people are getting paid. Right? Those people are getting paid. Those subcontractors, certified contractors are there on the project. So that's what the compliance does as well.
Thank you, Junior. So between Cynthia and Junior, I hope our attendees really get an understanding of the level of intention of these programs and the support available to certified firms once you've gone through the process. It's not just a piece of paper. It's not just a certificate number. You become a part of a group of vendors that are fully supported by government, the government agencies and the teams that they built to support these programs. You've heard that there's a certification team that will certify you as a vendor. There's a technical assistance team that will support you as a certified vendor. And there's even teams in both agencies that are in place just to review contracts to make sure that certified firms are able to participate in those opportunities. So I've seen a lot of acknowledgement of a lot of what's been said from Gloria. So Gloria, I would love to hear from you. What has being certified meant for your small business? Tell us about your certification journey and how it's helped you to scale your business.
Okay, so everything that you guys just mentioned, Ms. Cynthia and Mr. Junior, it was like a Chinese for me when I started 6 years ago. And they said exactly what they saying today, and I was, okay, didn't understand anything. So I want to encourage any company that is starting today to listen to this, to go back and to talk to the people that is at the Miami-Dade Public Schools that Mr. Junior just mentioned, and also go to a small business division of Miami-Dade County. That's exactly what I did. So I heard about SB, DB, CDB, WOSB, all E's, A through Z. And I was, okay, nice, A, B, C, D, but what that means. So the first thing that I started doing was understanding what certification is for and what agencies utilize those certifications, what type of contracts those agencies are, now allocating set aside goals, and what is set aside goals. So Junior just mentioned it, Cynthia mentioned it, what the county wants to help minorities. Minorities, who are minorities? Minorities are Black business owners, minorities are women-owned businesses, minorities are Hispanic, minorities are GLTV, all of those are minorities. So they want every group to have contract opportunities. And that's exactly what the certification does. So first thing, you go and get the information, what certification you need. I am in construction industry, but I was also understanding that in the future, I want to diversify my services. So when I applied for the SBE certification, I just didn't apply for the construction one. I also applied for the goods and services because in my plan, in my projections, I was also thinking that I need to sell goods to the county. So that's why I applied for both. What that means? That means that I had to do double work. I need to get the paperwork that qualifies me in order to be eligible for goods and services and also for construction. That process took probably about 8 months. And this is something that I want everybody to understand, because we are in this, journey where, of course, we need to bring the bread to our tables. But certifications are not magical. You got the certification today and tomorrow you got a contract. That's not happening. And you don't apply today and tomorrow you got the certification. That doesn't happen either. So if we don't understand the process from this side of the chair, we are just getting stressed, stressful, because you go and apply for everything and get a lot of documents, and at the end you have all your certifications sitting, back in your office, and you are not utilize them. So first of all, check what certification do you need, because the first thing that you need to identify is who is your client. When you identify, I want to work with Jackson, I want to work with Miami-Dade County, Miami-Dade Fire Rescue Department, public libraries, I want to work with Miami-Dade public school. So those are the clients that you want. So those are the certifications that you need to get and get it. Miami-Dade public schools, I was the first one cohort that Mr. Junior did it 6 years ago. 6 years ago, I went there, I didn't know anything. What they did, they explained it to me, that there are certifications that I would be able to apply for, because I was a woman and I was a minority. And that woman minority SBE is a small business enterprise, gives you an opportunity to compete not with 100 other painting companies, just for probably 40 companies that had that certification. And then that number is reduced when you bid, when you apply, when you send a response for the RFQs, RPQs, and that's another part of the all the the numbers and the names that we need to learn. How I learn it? Mr. Junior knows. Miss Cynthia knows. Miss Amber knows, because I had been in webinars every time that I had been able to. There is no way to get any success without education. If you don't understand what you are doing, and then you are not able to utilize what you are doing. And the only way that you can learn that is at the webinars. So I attend the webinars. What is an RFQ? What is an RPQ? What is a bid? What do you need? What qualifications? So which are the tiers for the contracts? So that's the journey that I have been part of. And that's the base of the responsiveness that I have been able to give back to the institutions that are looking for contractors. Now, how you scale. So the reason why I scale is because I already early, when I create my company with my husband, I said, I want to contract with FEMA. FEMA was federal. FEMA is federal. So every time that I have an opportunity to be a panelist, I say, I cannot run, I cannot go to the Olympics if I don't start growing after walking, after running, after that I know how to run, I need to train, I need training. And at the end, I will be able to be at the Olympics. That's exactly what happened with contracts. I cannot pretend because I got my certification today that tomorrow I will want a 1 million contract. I don't want that either, because that put me in a position that I can fail. I cannot get a 1 million contract if I haven't been able to manage a government contract for 100,000. So that's the other part that I start doing it. I say, okay, Mr. Junior, I am looking for opportunity. He say, okay, you need to go and learn about this. You need to get your certifications and you need to do your homework, which is the homework, for example, with Miami-Dade Public Schools. Every Monday, they update the solicitation that they have, and that link is in the website. So every Monday, I put it in my calendar. You check the link and you see what new solicitations are open for what I'm looking for. After that, I was able to speak with Mr. Brian, and I cannot be more thankful with Mr. Brian because he's a tremendous, and Mr. Junior already mentioned it. He is a tremendous, tremendous support, not just for me, for everybody. So when I didn't understand anything, I called him, Mr. Brian, I have this solicitation. They said this, which Camari, and he responded. It's the same thing that had been happening with Jackson Health. Miss Amber is a witness that I started knocking doors on 2017. My first contract with Jackson Health was December 2023, 5 years after. But I never stopped attending the webinars. I never stopped getting the certifications. I never stopped getting opportunity to go to the procurement departments and understand what the engineers' capacity they manage. And I went and I was able to speak with the engineer. What certification, what they are buying now. So I registered myself in the Jackson portal. In the Jackson portal, every time that they need a goods and services, they need a construction, they put it there. They post it there. I just need to open it. Now, lucky us, now we have it better. Now I receive the emails. So third thing that I did was making sure that I register with the appropriate platforms that they have. Miami-Dade County, for example, they have different institutions, Miami-Dade Parks and Recreation. They have Miami-Dade Fire Rescue Department. They have Health Department. They have Housing Department. For God's glory, because I always need to give the glory to God, His favor on me, our hard work, and the good education that I have received, we have already contract with Jackson Health, Miami-Dade and Broward Public Schools, Miami-Dade Fire Rescue Department, Health Department, Housing Department, Human Services Department, City of Miami Beach Parks and Recreation, Coca-Cola, luxury buildings. That's the other thing that I want to encourage everybody here. We cannot put all the eggs in the same basket. We can't. When the government is not contracting for any reason, you need to have private clients. You must have private clients. You need to start building your capacity. Why? Because again, Jackson offered me no 100,000, contract. They offer me 10,000. And I say, yes, I am here. I want it. Thank you. And I went and I performed it. Secret for Fonsis LLC going to the next level. What we promise, we deliver and beyond. If I sign, I am going to paint this, and I saw something else, I go a little bit forward. And I don't charge it because I want them to see that my goal is to deliver excellence. And when they see that, that's the first presentation letter for you, because they're gonna say for the following contract, that's exactly what happened with me. I took it for 9,000, But and then they call me, they say, I love your performance. I love the way that you guys manage communication. I love your staff, always with uniform, always on time, never a complaint. So now they are giving me more. That's exactly what had happened with any other institution. Any other institution. I got the second contract with health department. The first one, there were an offices, nobody wants to take that. I received the solicitation, I applied, and I said, we can do it. It was a difficult project because, and then I explained it, I don't get it. We did beyond. The supervisor, the employees, the director, they sent me an email. Thank you. Wonderful job. Everybody is happy. All the employees over there were amazed about your people, your team. They were clean. They were organized. They never made noise. We were working it. That's what sells. And that's exactly what opened other opportunities. With the certifications, now what we are doing. So we are knocking doors now with the aviation department. I got the last certification because I want to work with the airport. I had other certification with the national entities. Now I combine the certifications because what I wanted to do is to be a mentor for others. And that's exactly what I do. Fonsis LLC is not a company that just is making money. Fonsis LLC is a company that is making difference for several reasons. The first one, the employees that I hire people from a very undeserved sectors. Second one, I try hard to really partner with other, no companies, because you have to be careful when you partner, with somebody. But what I do is I help other companies in case that they have a project I can help. The third one is you have to be organized in your administrative, sector. Every document I am bonded to perform until $750,000. So I cannot pretend to get now a contract of $1 million because I am bonded until $750,000. In order to be bonded, you have to show that your finances are in order. You have to show that you have organized and you haven't had any workers' compensation situation, et cetera. There are many other components that are part of the become successful as a bidder. I have now 9 employees, and I apply diversity. What means diversity? Diversity means women. I have 4 women. I have gentlemen, of course, they need to, but we are doing it too. I have Black, I have Latin, and I'm looking for an Asian, because I really want to show that we cannot go back to segregation. We need to continue working as a community, united. And that's exactly what I am always advocating for. Do you have another question? Because I can continue.
No, I know. But like I said, your voice in this conversation is really important because we can give the information about the process, what it means, what people need to do, but it can just appear that we're just giving out information that really doesn't have a result. So it's really important that our attendees got to hear from you. And there were so many nuggets in what you were saying. I remember when the doors started being knocked on, and I tell you, it may have taken a while with Miami-Dade County. It may have taken a while with Jackson. It may have taken a while with the school board. But in the meantime, things were happening because of your engagement. And every time I would see Gloria, I would just be amazed because I'm like, she started from ground zero. And every time you speak to her, there's more growth. But we all have just heard that there's also work. It's not just happening because it's happening out of thin air. She's really intentional, her and her team and her husband. They are very intentional. They take action. They follow through. I just was in our system the other day and I'm like, oh yeah, she's at one campus. And then I went in the system. I said, oh, she's starting at other campuses. And I wasn't surprised because I know the quality of the work, the relationships that they're really good about building. And it's very important for our attendees to understand, the certification is, it opens the door. The certification opens the door. There's a lot of resources and support available to help you, get the doors open, but you have to take the steps after that. So we're going to get to that part of the conversation in just a moment. And then we're also going to answer questions. I know we have a few in the Q&A box, but I do want to touch on something about certification. Because we're saying certified, there's been conversations about what certified means, but I want to be clear on what it does not mean. So some people hear certified and they think, well, we've confirmed that you sell the best product, or you provide the best service, or we've gone through a process to vet your company to make sure that you're operating properly, that you have the right insurance. Are these a part of the certification process? And I'll start with Cynthia on that.
Okay, so certified with small business development means that we have vetted your company to ensure that you met the qualifications based off of the code. So you have a place of business, your license, you have a physical location, you're performing a commercially useful function in Miami-Dade County based off of the code. Getting into who has the best, like we don't get into that part of it. What that stuff will happen at contracting side. So we just stay focused on the certification, making sure that you meet the requirements of our program. So once you get certified, like I say, we have our liaison here to help you. Insurance is not required. It's not a part of our review process. So it is not required for you to submit that information to us. That will be addressed later time when you, if a firm gets a contract. So that is not a part of our requirement. However, vendor registration, highly recommended that once you get certified or during the process with us, you do reach out to vendor registration and procurement management, because it is not required during our review process, but anybody getting a contract has to be a registered vendor. So there are other little steps that are required, but it may not be required by SBD. So I do want to clarify that. I wanted to also touch on that our programs are race and gender neutral. So our SBE programs are race and gender neutral. Our federal program, our Disadvantaged Business Enterprise, that is a program that's a federal program for firms seeking contracting opportunities, like I said, with transportation and the airport. Now, that program is geared towards, you have to be socially and economically disadvantaged. So that program is open to certain individuals of a certain group. All that information is on our website, but if you have any questions, I put my contact information in our email, and I'll be happy to address that at a later time. But our SBE program, race and gender neutral. I also wanted to add that we don't have, and I think we have gotten this question about certification numbers. Our office does not issue certification numbers. That was done away with many years ago because we had a previous system. Since moving to the BMWS, that certification number was omitted. So the certification letter that you receive, that is the only letter that you're going to receive from our office. Also, the directory. So if any department, any agency that is using our certification, we tell all our firms to have them go into our directory, which is on our website. So once you're certified, you appear in that directory. DBE, that's our federal program. We have, and that is under Department of Transportation, Florida Department of Transportation, FDOT. There's another directory that we house those firms who are certified to do business with the federal government. I do want to touch on that just really quick. If you come to get certified in Miami-Dade for the DBE program, your corporate headquarters, your headquarters have to be here in Miami-Dade. That is the difference. So our SBE, you just need to have an office. But if you're going to pursue a DBE program with us, your corporate headquarters need to be here in Miami-Dade. That DBE program allows you to bid throughout the whole state. That is another advantage of this program. Once you're certified with us, you're good throughout the whole state of Florida. So it is reciprocal if you were to go to another county. It will be honored. So SBE, little different. You have to have a physical location here in Miami-Dade. It is not reciprocal. So another thing I want to clear up too is that when you're making changes to your certification, we get questions saying, okay, I updated it with one department, but that information is not relayed to us. Why? Because we all use different databases. So if you submit something maybe to procurement to make some changes in your commodities, that you have to then notify us. Our databases are independent of each other. So I know I wanted to address that because we have different processes. Like I said, 30 days to report a change. You have to come to us. If you go report the change to another department, we're not going to receive that information. So if you have any questions, call us. If you're not certain, we're here to help. The other thing I wanted to, bonding. Our technical assistants, our business outreach, they do also provide bonding assistance to our firm. So I just wanted to add that as well.
Thank you. That's a very important note.
Yes, and then I don't know if I mentioned, but it is for profit. All firms certified through us have to be for profit. Non-for-profits are not eligible for our program. So I just wanted to also let everyone know that as well.
Thank you. That's also very important. Thank you, Cynthia.
You're welcome.
So Junior, I imagine a lot of the information that Cynthia has shared is the same for the school board, but if there's anything different, feel free to chime in.
I think for us, from what Cynthia just said, for us, you can't get certified unless you're registered as a vendor. You have to be registered as a vendor first. So that's why one of the first links I put up there is to get registered with Procurement Management Services, because you can't get certified unless you're registered as a vendor. But you can obviously be registered as a vendor and not get certified, right? So because that's the only way we can pay you. So as Cynthia's mentioned, once the contract comes up, right, you can bid on things. You can bid, even with us, you can bid. A guy from New York can bid. You can bid if you don't want to get certified, but you're not registered. But when it comes to the point where if you won the bid, you've got to make sure you get registered because we can't pay you. You've got to have a vendor number for us to pay you. But for all our certified firms, they are registered as vendors. Now, the thing is that everything else is very similar, very, very similar. One of the other things that's different with the county from Cynthia is that the school board, we certify in the Tri-County area. So we certify in Palm Beach, Broward firms, obviously Miami-Dade County, the local, while the county doesn't. I think it's got to be, the place of residence has to be in Miami-Dade County. That's just another difference. I would say, like I said, you were saying, we don't check. All right, we check everything else. We check the eligibility. You're eligible to be certified. You've got the location. You're on SumBiz. You're a firm that's legitimate on the Florida state. We check all those items. We tick those off. But we don't check if you've got insurance, right, for a bid, or we don't check what the quality of your work is. We don't know. We don't check how solvent you are. We can say that we can see the last 3 years of your revenues and whatever, but we don't know exactly how solvent you are. Do you know what I mean? As a business. So these are things that we don't do, but we just do what we have to do based upon our policies and procedures and the program itself to check that you are a legitimate business that is able to do business with the school board. I must say that, like I said, we are your advocates. It's hard work. Sometimes it doesn't always work. But one of the things that gives me the greatest pleasure is when I'm getting people coming back to me and saying that, Junior, it could be like a year later. Junior, do you know what? I used to get a contract. And sometimes it's not even with the school board, but they call me back and said to me, Junior, you set me on the way to make the connection with this person, or you set me on the way to make the connection with the county, with Luanda or Amber in Jackson or whoever, the chamber, and something, whatever. And they didn't get a contract with us. But then I said, man, I need them to get a contract with us one day. But then there are people who went through our program, went to the events, and they've got contracts with the school board through the various programs that we have. The other day we were at the we did an event with the county. It was celebrating Black History Month, and a lady came to me in the event and said to me, "Junior, I just got a contract." I said, "You just got a contract?" I said, "Yeah," because she finished this slide. I said, "I just got a contract this week." And you know what that makes me feel? It makes me feel, I think for all of us, Amber, yourself, Cynthia, I'm sure, the one, everyone, you know what that makes you feel like? It makes you feel so good. That motivates you even more to try and help people, because when you know what the results are of your labor. So when I get people calling me and letting me know that the programs are working, or the work that we're doing is working, it's great, but that's not enough for me. I mean, it's not enough. I need certain people to get work with us. Yeah, it's good that I directed in the right direction and this and that or whatever, but I need them to get work with us too. So that's why I'm never going to be satisfied. Yes, I'm happy when people do get work with us, but I'm never going to be satisfied, because I want everyone, if possible, as long as they do the right thing. But we cannot do the work for you. We can only tell you what you need to do and be there as an available resource. All right. You've got people like, Amber, I've never heard everyone, Amber is so committed. I've spoken to her at length on the phone about certain things. She's so committed about doing the work. Gloria, I'm going to tell you, Gloria is one of the persons, she's everywhere. And she's a person that and she knows this, I really think so highly of, because she not only does that, she helps. She was on one of our programs, supply development program, and she was helping other people in the program to do work, or helping giving them information on the program. So to me, it's a community of people, vendors, to try and help the people who are not right at the moment as advanced in trying to get their business to bidding, or in the bidding stage, or whatever it may be, because everyone's at a different level. But it takes all of us to do it. All right. But we can't do it for you. That's the one thing we can't do. We can only help and be a resource.
I want to say something last minute, please. I really want to make sure that everybody leaves from this webinar with one thing in mind. We all can be certified. We just need to go to the person and the certification that we need depend on our service or product. One. The second one, please go to Miami-Dade Chamber of Commerce. Why? Because Miami-Dade Chamber of Commerce has one-to-one technical assistant. You can have 45 minutes with the director of the minority division, and he's going to listen to you. 45 minutes, he's going to let you know what do you need, what you are missing, and then he's going to help you to go to the next step in order to be able to get ready for the certification. That's what Gina does. In Miami-Dade Chamber of Commerce, we meet every Tuesday, 4 p.m. online. So every Tuesday, we usually bring experts in order to be able to understand what you can do, how you're going to do it, and who can help you. That's the agencies that you need to be related to. Miami-Dade Chamber of Commerce is a chamber that now is helping a lot of businesses, not just Black business owners. They help everybody. They apply diversity and inclusion. But the more important thing, last week we met with the Washington, they came to know if the people that are receiving the federal, funds, the institutions that are receiving federal funds to train small businesses are now getting the contracts. And guess what? We still have people that is not getting contract. So we need to get into the chamber. We need to be part of the chamber, and we need to know what I'm missing. Why? Because I haven't been able to get a contract, where I am probably failing, or what I need in order to go to the next level. Miami-Dade Chamber of Commerce, 4 p.m. Tuesdays online, with Jackson, they also do webinars. Miami-Dade Public Schools every time. And of course, Miami-Dade Small Business Division, they have assigned one person for you, depending on the name of your company. Then you can have also one-to-one. You have to do your homework. It's not easy, but it's worth it. Very, very worth it. Thank you, thank you, thank you for everyone, all the anchors that have been here, not just for me, for many, many other companies that I know that we are in the next level. Thank you.
I want to thank Matthew, as always, one of the greatest advocates for small businesses. He really is. And Gina, in the background there, I'd like to say thank you also. And Mr. Eric Knowles, of course, and Paris. Paris Ward. I just want to say they are such, as what Gloria said, they're such a fantastic resource. If I had a business, I'd be with the chamber. This chamber. If I had a business, I probably shouldn't say that.
Nice chamber.
Awesome.
But I don't have one, so.
Thank you all so much. This information has been wonderful today. You've shared, I mean, what it means to be certified, how to get certified. There's so much information in the chat. I hope people have been able to copy a lot of the links that have been shared, but we still have a couple of questions from our audience and we want to make sure to get to those. If you haven't been paying attention to the Q&A box, Junior and Gloria have gone in and provided responses to some of the questions. So please check that Q&A box to see if your question was answered. There are some that are still here, and I do want to go over those. Prashanda asks, once the business is certified or approved with Miami-Dade County and services are rendered, what is the estimated turnaround time for invoice payouts? So Junior, if you could quickly let us know for the school board, is there an identified turnaround for certified payment?
For certified payment, or just general? Certified.
Yes.
Okay, certified. The goal is 14 days. That's the goal. Now, that procurement has that as one of the things about the processing POs and accounts payable, getting it pushed through. That is the goal. Now, sometimes it does that because sometimes the documentation is always in order. All right. So if the documentation is in order, sometimes that slows it down. All right. That's for when you do business directly with us. When you're a subcontractor, we have no control of that. That's to do with the prime and the subcontracting. But with Miami-Dade County Public Schools, when you do business directly with us, the certified firm, the goal is 14 days. You should get paid with all documentation in order.
Thank you, Junior. And then Cynthia, is there a turnaround specified for certified firms at Miami-Dade County?
So the county also has the prompt payment rule, 14 days, but that is handled through our outreach section. So if you do have any issues or concerns, any further questions, definitely call our office and ask to speak to one of the technical assistance coordinators who could further assist you.
Thank you, Cynthia. And I think that's a wonderful point. The county and the school board, and even here at Jackson, we do provide support to certified small business enterprises. And I want to acknowledge my colleague, Miranda Yaguno, who has been on and active in today's chat. She handles invoice payment concerns for certified firms here at Jackson. But again, you know, once you're certified, you are not alone. I think Cynthia said that earlier. You are not alone. There are teams available to support and guide you through the process and do everything that we can do to make sure that you are successful in doing business with our agencies. So Martha asks, at Jackson, she is working to submit the vendor registration application and has had some challenges. In a moment, I'll find our vendor coordinator email and share that with you. But I do want to mention that for Jackson, unless you are at the point of being, we're very different from the county and the school board. Unless you are at the point of being awarded a purchase order, you do not need to complete a vendor registration application. For our organization, the way that you connect with us is through our supplier portal, which is our e-procurement website. That link has been shared in today's chat. You would register on supplier portal, which puts your information in our system, lets us know what type of business you are, what business opportunities you're interested in getting. So you don't need to complete a vendor registration application until the point of purchase order issuance. So we are very different in that. I know it can be a little bit confusing, but it's good that we have these forms to clarify those things. And I think with that we've gotten through all of the Q&As. Again, some were answered by Gina and I'm sorry, Gloria and Junior. And thank you both for that assistance in the chat today. So with that, I'm going to welcome Matthew back to help close us out. And again, thank you to our panelists so much for your time today and the wealth of knowledge that you share with our attendees. We truly appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Amber, for moderating and hosting this in partnership with the Miami-Dade Chamber of Commerce, and to our distinguished panelists, Junior Anderson, who has been a champion at Miami-Dade County School Board for so long for many of our businesses. Cynthia Francis, thank you so much for really giving that insight into the county and the practical things that businesses need to do in order to get certified. And to our superstar, I remember Gloria Fonseca, who has joined the chamber and just literally took advantage of everything. She is not, when she told her story about being hungry, about knocking on those doors, about taking years of consistent effort to secure those contracts, performing well, those are things to literally write down, etch into how you move, because that is what it takes. We've been doing these panels for many years, and to the T, everyone has said that it took them years after being certified to get their first contract. And once they got that first contract, it took a while to sit back and make sure that they perform well to consistently get that contract and to scale. Not all businesses are ready for government contracts when we first start. While we may all have that dream and that vision, you need to be at the capacity in order to do that. And that's why we're so thankful to have such a distinguished panel to come on and really share with you what it really takes. For many of you, you've heard quite a bit, and you may be thinking about, where do I start? Where do I go from here? That's what we're here at the Miami-Dade Chamber is for. We have a one-on-one small business technical assistance program that almost all of our members and those who have gone through to help them get prepared to step correct to Junior Anderson, Office of Economic Opportunity, to step correct to Cynthia Francis at Miami-Dade County, and to step correct to Amber Lawhorn, because those first initial contacts and making sure that you have all your documentation in order, that you've gone through the process, the headache that you provide to those when they share with you, this is what you need, and then you step without those things that you need, it creates more frustration than necessary. And there is help for you here. Our program, our technical assistance program, is funded by Miami-Dade County. It's been funded by the U.S. Small Business Administration, currently by Career Source, and also the Miami Foundation. And we're here to help you. Myself, as the Director of Small Business Membership Services, and also Gina Ortella, who has literally made sure to put together this program and coordinating this program. There go Gina. Hey, everyone. She's been really making sure that we are serving you. And what we focus on when we take the time and we help you with your business is really setting up your back end. We want to make sure you get your infrastructure together. That's your business plan, your marketing plan, your licenses, certification, and financial infrastructure, and those business habits and systems. These are the back end things that you are going to need if you're ever going to step up and scale your business in order to successfully secure contracts and execute them. But one of our biggest things is making sure you make some money. At the end of the day, business is about profit, and government contracts is just only one way to generate revenue. But as Gloria said, it cannot be your only way. Matter of fact, you need to make sure you have a very strong business plan, a way that you are very clear about your products and services. You know who your ideal clients are. You know how to get to your ideal clients and put your products and services in front of your ideal clients and close the sale. Deliver excellent services and continue that loop over and over again. These are the basics, and we strongly encourage you to get this together first and foremost, because you have to make money. Business about profit, not too much about helping people. I know a lot of folks say, I want to create jobs. No, we need to make some profit. That's what this is about. And the more profitable you are, the more likely you're going to be able to access capital, the more likely you're going to have the wherewithal to go after government contracting, to where if you don't get paid in 2, 3, 4, 6 months, you still have a business. You're still able to pay your employees. So it's very important. Our one-on-one technical assistance program is supplemented by technical assistance workshops that we have on a wide variety of topics. You can always go to our website, www.m-dcc.org/events, to check this out. One of our most amazing events and experiences that have grown since the pandemic is our small business meetup. Everything that I'm telling you right now is it's free, no cost to you. But this is probably one of the most powerful events that we have, and it's every Tuesday at 4 o'clock on Zoom. Well, we have between 40 to 70 business owners come on every single Tuesday. And we talk about different things like, how do you scale your business? How do you deal with a disgruntled employee? How do you pay yourself? How do you start to fine tune your products and services? And business owners, from those just started to those over 1 million, will share their resources and insight. We also bring on people from Miami-Dade County, the Office of Economic Opportunity, all the grants and opportunities. They come to this to share. So I strongly encourage you to use your QR code or go to our events page, register for this. And whenever you have a free moment to just listen in, log in and listen. It is going to be one of the most transformational opportunities that you are going to participate in. You will have access to everything we do if you register for just this one event and attend. As a chamber, one of the things we do to access capital, we have we partner with the Miami Open Business Foundation, and they have up to $20,000 grant that is available. It closes on May 31st. We work with businesses to help them get support. So if you check the chat, you will see a link from Gina, on how to register for our no-cost small business technical assistance to help you successfully submit an application for these programs. I encourage you to set that time as soon as possible, because our calendars are getting booked up very, very quickly for this grant. Everybody waits to the last minute, and unfortunately, we are booked up by then. So before May 31st, make sure that you have a time and that you submit for this. This is a $20,000 loan, and then also $20,000 grant, and they have up to $100,000 loan at 3% interest. That is the lowest capital you will find on the market. If you have used your credit cards to buy stuff, if you've gone and got equipment where you have to make payments and you have a high interest rate, you can use this, consolidate that debt so that you can be a little more responsible with your finances. Also, as a chamber, we have opportunities where you can really connect with the who's who in different industry in South Florida. This coming May 3rd, we will have our first major annual event of the year, which is our annual Business Leaders Luncheon and Symposium, and it's focused on building Black wealth and tackling this housing crisis. We're going to have the director of Miami-Dade County Housing as one of the speakers. We're going to have related, all the top people when it comes to housing and affordable housing and workforce housing in South Florida will be at this event. And I strongly encourage you. It's a great opportunity to network and connect because housing touches so many aspects of our community and business. And for those women, I encourage you to join for our Women's Business Council annual Little Black Dress and Pearls event. It is the who's who of women in business and government. It is an amazing event that you would definitely make some amazing contact and networks. So, like I said, all of this is supported by our technical assistance program, myself, and also Gina. So take a snapshot of this, book that appointment as soon as possible so that you can get the help to take what you learn from this workshop and put it into practice. And if you want to get assistance beyond just with your business, if you want to get referrals, you want to get contracts, you want that insight, you want to get connections that we make all the time, I will encourage you to check out and become a member of the Miami-Dade Chamber of Commerce so that you continue to support this organization and what we do to advocate for Black and minority businesses here in Miami-Dade County. That is what we're here and what we do. So reach out to us. Again, we want to thank our panelists. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Amber, Junior, Cynthia, Gloria, for being a part of this experience, for helping us complete our mission as a chamber to really help the economic and support economic opportunities for Black and minority businesses in South Florida. Your work is cherished. We need you, and we thank you for really taking the time today to share with these business owners on this call, and also all those that are joined in that ask questions, put your information in the chat. Y'all make us look good. All of our partners, they want to hear from you. they like the fact that there's so many people registered today. It helps with their numbers. It helps with our numbers. And we want to make sure we continue this ecosystem so that we're all successful in what we do. So again, thank you very much for joining us. We look forward to seeing you at our upcoming events and staying connected and participating. Y'all have an amazing day. Good evening, good day, and take care, everyone.
Thank you, everyone. Don't give up.
Great, man. Thank you.
Thank
Thank you.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you.